What's up, comic fans? Blugoblin here with my comic book review for the first week of May 2010. Second week, excuse me. The first week, first week. Let's just go ahead and call it first week, seeing that the first was on a Saturday. We got some books to cover here. I apologize for being a bit tardy, but I got a lot on my plate here as of late, so let's just go ahead and get started. Start off with Amazing Spider-Man number 630. This is part 1 of Shed. Zeb Wells on the writing helm, and Chris Bachalo, however you want to pronounce it, tomato, on the artwork. This was great. Good stuff. It's not a mind-blowing issue. It's just like a big build-up to a Lizard story. That's all this is. And I like how Chris Bachalo draws the Lizard. It'll be nowhere nearly as good as Todd McFarlane, how he did it, but still, I'm a big fan of the Lizard. I like the Lizard. It's another one of those old school Spider-Man villains that Marvel needs to focus on. I mean, enough of these brand new day villains. Man, we want to see the old school guys. Old school rocks, nostalgia rocks. That's how I like it. Very good stuff here. It's definitely worth your money. Well worth your $2.99. I say pick it up. If you're collecting Spider-Man, just go ahead and add that to your collection. You won't be disappointed. Uncanny X-Men number 524. This is part 6 of Second Coming. Oh, I don't know what's worse, Matt Fraction's writing or the fact that I'm still buying parts of Second Coming. It's just, to me, with the exception of the X Factor parts in it, Second Coming is still just blah. It's just blah. And with Uncanny X-Men here, all this is basically Hope meets everybody. Kurt gets a funeral during the middle of a fight between mutants and purifiers and whatever. And Wolverine's mad at Cyclops. Big shock. That's all this is, so blah. Just blah, blah, blah. Just, dull. Just really, just purely dull. I'm sorry. I gotta be honest. Let's just move on. Red Robin number 12. This series was slipping for me, but it's picking back up. It's very good stuff. I was, just took a look at the cover, and I was just expecting, okay, this is basically Tim Drake versus Ra's al Ghul. Like 10 pages of fighting. I thought that's what it was going to be, but I was wrong, and I was glad I was wrong, because if that's what it was going to be, I would have been disappointed, because, just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm glad they didn't do it. They fully established Tim Drake as a detective. At least Ra's al Ghul does. Pardon me. Great stuff here. Great character development, great dialogue, great writing, great artwork. However, the ending kind of hurt it. The ending of this issue wasn't climactic, wasn't dramatic. It was just old news that we already know. Tim knows Bruce is alive, blah, blah, blah. We know that. Just progress on. Okay, we get it. We get the fact that, Tim knows Bruce is alive. Take that point and move forward. Don't just stay at that point and keep reminding us every issue. It's just, that's the only thing that's hurting Red Robin for me now, is that they just don't seem to want to take a point and move forward. But I do like what they do with the character development between Tim Drake and Ra's al Ghul. It was good. Let's just move on. Brightest Day number 1. First off, no, I did not get a White Lantern ring. I would have took one, yes, but since I didn't get one, you know what? I'm not really going to cry about it. It's just a piece of plastic. But let's talk about the issue. This was not as good as I wanted it to be. And it's nowhere nearly as good to be my pick of the week. It's not. I'm not saying I was disappointed, but it's just the cover. I know there's more than one cover, but the only cover I was able to buy was the one with Green Lantern on it. And yes, Green Lantern is in the story with him lifting the White Lantern, or him trying to lift the White Lantern, and that wasn't the main focus of the story. To me, in my opinion, the main focus was on Aquaman. Why? Not spoiling it. That's all I'm going to say. Martian Manhunter has a small role in this book, and so does Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I mean, Hal Jordan was not the key focus of this book, but the cover will make you believe that, and you might get a little false representation. That is depending on which cover you get. I understand there's an Aquaman cover that I have not seen, but to me, for specific reasons, Aquaman turned out to be the main focus of this issue. If you had a choice between the two covers, I would say pick up the Aquaman cover because that one makes more logical sense. It was good, just not as good as I wanted it to be. Alright. Batman and Robin number 12, Return of Bruce Wayne, begins here. How many times is it going to tell us that? Grant Morrison. I got to agree with my buddy Craig. I mean, sometimes it's easy to understand his writing. Sometimes it's not so easy to understand his writing. And if you've been following my videos religiously, you would know that I thought issue 11 was crap because I was so afraid that DC was going to pull a Marvel and bring back Bruce Wayne before the Return of Bruce Wayne story actually started, like Marvel did for Steve Rogers before Captain America Reborn started, But I'm glad they didn't do that. And there's a development in here with the whole Oberon Sexton thing. As I was saying, the ending of this book was just pure awesome, and period. Moving on. Pick of the week goes to Secret 6, number 21. Oh boy, Gail Simone, I love you. Not crazy like, but I love your writing. Great stuff. Great stuff. I love this. I was talking with my buddy Ken about this. I was like, we were both in agreement, when Catman first appeared in the comic books, wow, was he lame looking. I mean, that was such a lame concept to us. And then we see him in books like this. Whoa. This series continues to make me go, whoa. And I think it would for you too if you put this in your file. I was speaking with Sarah, my friend Sarah Jackson at Arkham Comics, and she says, myself and only one other customer pick up Secret 6 at her store. And I think that's mind-boggling. I mean, more and more people should be getting this series. It's fantastic. Gail Simone continues to hit home runs with this series. This was incredible. Easily my pick of the week for this week. Well worth your money. A great read, great writing, great artwork, great everything. Just pick that up and love it. Well, I got to put a stop to this, so thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see you later.